Welcome to our yin and yang class for our crown chakra. If you haven't seen me before, I'm Leah from Lakora Yoga. Don't forget to like and subscribe the video below. They really help me to keep these videos going. Hit the bell icon if you want to be reminded of the next class, and I will meet you on the mat. So to start with today, we're going to lie on our backs. Going to lie in Shavasana pose. So just let the feet flop open. Let the hands come by the sides, palm face up. Maybe tuck the shoulder blades under. And just relax for a second. Close down the eyes. And just take notice of your breath. So just notice if your inhales and exhales are even. Just feel your belly rising and falling. Slowly bring up the knees, hug your knees towards your chest. Just take a few circles on the low back, so roll your knees one way. And then roll them back the other way. And then lowering your feet down to the mat, feet hips distance apart. Don't take them too far away from your bum, just bring them in slightly. So we're going to come into bridge pose. So while you're in this pose, always looking up to the ceiling. If you need to turn your head, lower your hips back down. So bring the arms by the sides, roll the shoulder blades under. On your next inhale, lift your hips up. Push into the shoulders, into the elbows, lift your hips as high as they can go. Take a couple breaths here. On your next exhale, lower down your hips. Hug your knees in. Grab behind the thighs and then just a few rocks until you come up to a seated position. Okay. So fingertips down on the mat. Going to lean back slightly so we're on our tailbone. Lift the knees up, lift the feet up, lift the hands. So if this is a struggle, just keep your hands on the mat or you can keep your toes on the mat. Just a little bit of core work here. So lengthen through the spine. Find your breath. Focus in on it. Squeeze your legs together. Focus on that core. If you want, you can straighten one leg, rebend it, straighten the other, maybe straighten both. That's not quite in my practice yet. Just keep holding, focus on your breath. And then cross the legs, roll forward, and let's come on to all fours. So hips over knees, shoulders over wrists, cat-cows. So dropping the belly down, look forward slightly, inhale. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, belly to spine, tuck the chin. Inhale, push the chest in between the shoulders, look up slightly. Exhale, arch. Push the ground away with your hands. Inhale, come through. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, through. Exhale, reverse. And come back to a neutral spine. Take the hands out a little bit further past the shoulders. Tuck the toes. Hover the knees. Push your chest towards your thighs and your bum towards the sky. So again, you can keep a nice bend in the legs here. Maybe straighten one leg, rebend and straighten the other. Completely optional. Rebend both knees, look in between your hands. Step or hop to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the hands all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Right leg steps all the way back. Low lunge. Lower the right knee. Lengthen through the spine. Left knee comes back to meet the right. Hover over your hands. Lower chin and chest. Chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog. Feet together at the back of the mat. Right leg lifts up high. Bring the right foot up in between your hands. Lower the left knee. Low lunge. Tuck the toes of the left foot. Rock it up to meet the right. Forward fold. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Left leg steps back. Low lunge. Right leg steps back. Instead of coming into chaturanga this time, we're going to keep the hips above the knees. Take the hands out long. Sink the chest down. So you might have your head to the mat. You might have your chin to the mat. You might have your chest to the mat. Just come down and try to melt the heart towards the earth. If you are quite far away, you can always use some props. And then lowering your elbows to the mat. Sink forward, lower your hips so you come on into Sphinx pose. So your elbows are underneath your shoulders, your hands are in line with your elbows. Look forward, just breathe here. And come all the way onto your belly, hands come next to your chest. Inhale to cobra, exhale, release down, push back up onto your knees, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts up high, bring the left foot in between the hands, lower the right knee, low lunge. Take the left knee back to meet the right. Sit back onto your heels for a second. Okay, so we're going to come into camel pose, and I'm going to show the different variations. And you can decide which one you're comfortable at. If you're comfortable in one, go to the next. So first we're going to come up onto our toes. So tuck the toes underneath. See if you can find your left heel with your left hand. Reach the right arm up to the sky. Push your pelvis forward. Try and keep your pelvis above your knees. Come back up. Right hand down. Left arm up. Push your pelvis forward. So this is one variation. So you can either stick with that or you can join me on this one. So hands at heart, hips above knees. You can untuck toes or have them tucked. Take a nice big inhale, look up, push your hips forward, start to lean back, and then see if you can find your heels with your hands And then push your pelvis forward. You can release the neck if it feels good. And then try to come up all at once. So when you come up, try not to lean to one side as you come up. Sit back onto your heels for a second, lengthen through the spine. Just take a moment here to neutralize that back bend. You can stay in camel pose for a little bit longer as well. I can't talk like that, so come straight out. Okay, hands to the mat. Walk the knees backwards, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Look to the top of the mat, either step, jump, walk into a forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. If you're at the top of your mat, just take a couple steps back so you've got a little bit of mat room in front of you. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. So from here, option to take crow pose. If you're taking crow pose, spread your fingers wide, knees on the backs of the arms, find your gazing point, lean forward, see if you can lift the legs. And then come back to downward facing dog. Lower the knees down. Just swing your hips to one side. We're going to come onto our backs again. So lowering down. Let's set up for our bridge pose. So feet come down to the mat. Find the right position for you. Tuck the shoulder blades under. Looking towards the ceiling. Inhale the hips up. Take a couple breaths here. On your next exhale, lower the hips down. So you can either stick with bridge, or if you feel warmed up enough, you can come into wheel pose. If you do come into wheel pose, take it easy because this is quite a short class and I would have preferred a longer warm up. But just listen to your body. If you feel any pains, any tightness, come out. So this time we're going to bring the hands up by the shoulders. So fingertips are facing towards the shoulders. We're going to come into our bridge pose, then onto our heads, and then see if we can lift up. So coming up to bridge. Up to the top of your head, find your position, and then see if you can come up to wheel pose. And to come out, lower down onto your head, and roll back through. Hug the knees in. Maybe just take a few circles on the low back. It's been a while since I've practiced wheel pose, so I don't want to stay in that one too long. But feel free to give that another go if you want. So working on the crown chakra is basically what we've done today, is worked through all of them slowly. So So in wheel pose, it opens up all of the chakras, which is why it's great if you're working on the crown chakra. It's really great to work on that one. So taking the left leg out long, we're going to hug the right knee in, pull it over the left, bring the right arm to a T, in line with the shoulders, and either looking up at the ceiling or looking over your right arm. Just going to completely relax here. So if you want, you can grab props for your leg. You can put blocks or bolsters under there. Or just find a position where you can just completely let go. I'm just going to hold here for a couple minutes. And just slowly bringing your right leg up. Take it long. And bring the left leg in. Hug it in tight. And then take it over the right side. So now you can bring your left arm out. Just twist to the other side, either looking up or looking over your left shoulder. And again, just completely letting go. Bring your left leg back to center. Just hug your knees in again. And just grab the outside of your feet and come into our happy baby pose. So if your hips are still feeling a little bit tight, you can bring your feet together and just have your knees apart. Or you can bring your feet up and bring your knees out to the side. And you can stay still here, you can take some movement, maybe rock from side to side. Just a few breaths here. And then lowering your feet back down. Bring your feet as wide as the mat. Just drop your knees in together. One hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. Just take a couple breaths here. And you can either stay here for your Shavasana, or you can come into corpse pose for taking your legs long, feet flop open, hands come down by the sides. Take whatever feels comfortable for you. Take a nice big inhale and sigh out through the mouth. Do that 2 more times. And come back to your natural breath. Let's take a body scan. So relaxing the toes and the feet, the ankles, the lower legs, the knees, the upper legs, the pelvis, the glutes, stomach, the chest, the shoulders, and the back, the arms, the hands and the fingers. Just feel your whole body get heavier, completely relaxed. And softening the jaw and the cheekbones, the eyes, the eyebrows, and the forehead. Just feeling the face get soft and melt towards the floor. Listen to your breath like ocean waves. Slowly start to deepen your breath. Now turn your head from left to right really slowly. Left to right. And slowly start to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Take a nice big stretch up overhead. And roll over onto your left. Take a moment to pause here. And slowly come up to seated. If you haven't done so already, slowly blink open the eyes. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching today. If you haven't done so already, you can click the subscribe button and the bell notification, and that will let you know when the next class is coming out. If you would like longer classes, I've got my membership. I'll put a link in the description down below, and it's got a 7-day free trial, so you can go and check that out. And I will see you all next time.